Hello, everyone. Thank you once again for joining me on this episode. In my multi-cloud security series, I am bringing to you the first episode on Oracle Cloud Security. My name is John Kayode. Obviously, people call me John K. So let's do this together. I have some background story, around the Oracle technology. I've started with Oracle technology since 2007. It's been a long time since Oracle 9i, 10G, and stuff like that. But in the recent years, I have been focusing on the security landscape. And that ranges from OCI, Oracle Fiction Apps, databases, and the GRC landscape around it. So now, today, I just want to show us, some of the experience and what I've worked on, just to see general overview of the landscape and see how I can build on that for people that are interested in Oracle OCI cloud environment. So I name it Oracle, security landscape, a practitioner's guide to the 7 security pillars. So let's do this. Now, Oracle security I classified it, put it together under 7 pillars. Now, why these 7 pillars? If you look at the pillars here, the first one is cloud infrastructure security. This is every security measures, toolings, and services that you can find under the OCI. Then the second one is database security. So the database security is everything you need to configure, you need to manage, you need to sustain or govern within your Oracle database. Now, the third one is Oracle Cloud Application Securities. So this goes to your ERP, that is your Oracle ERP. Talk about finance, talk about supply chain, talk about CX, and other modules within the Oracle ERP. So, but mind you, remember that all of these sit on top of Cloud OCI, Oracle OCI. That is Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. Then I move forward to the fourth pillar, which is identity and access management. This sits right in OCI and also sits within the cloud applications. Then I move to what we call corporate security privacy. So this more like the privacy of data services at corporate level and how that kind of boils down to the responsibility of Oracle and partners and stuff like that. Then the sixth one is customer success services. Yeah. Then the seventh one is regulatory compliance program. Maybe your industry has to comply with HIPAA, maybe with PCI, DSS, and stuff like that. So these are the 7 pillars I have been able to, put this across of what it means to know about Oracle landscapes security. Then I want to take the first pillar, which is cloud infrastructure security. So one of the things, because I'll be producing more videos, around most of these services and toolings that is offered by these technology. So the first one I want to talk about is Cloud Guide. So it's a unified postal management, dictate misconfiguration, suspicious activities, remediate risk across tenancies. If you know Oracle technology very well, you know that it operates in tenancy, and most of cloud providers have something similar too. Then we have security zones, enforces best practices, policies, block insecure configurations. Then the WAF, that is where the protect. This is where protection against cross-site scripting, DDoS attack, and some other layer 7 attack risk comes in. Then we talk about the Bastion services, time-bound, ephemeral. This is like a jump server or a jump station that you use, in connecting to other services. It's time-bound, it's ephemeral. That shows that it's like you can provision it for a specific timeline and it get destroyed without posing more security risk. Then we talk about the OCI certificates, that it manages the certificate server, the TLS lifecycle, the private certificate authorities and the root authorities and stuff like that. Then we go to vulnerability scanning. So continuous host and container scanning, report CVs with severity and remediations. That is what you get from that service. Zero trust packet routing, Oracle's network layer ZT standard, prevent unauthorized lateral movement without extra hurdles. So we have the vault and the KMS. This is your secret vault where your keys are stored and are managed, like we have in AWS and some other cloud service providers as well. So network firewall, we have the stateful, level layer 7, firewall, URL filtering that does URL filtering, IDS, IPS capabilities, TLS inspection, for VCN traffics. Then we go to OCI, benchmark. That is Center for Internet Security Foundational benchmark. This is where you see, benchmark for maybe a particular image, how landing zone should be configured and stuff like that. Okay. So Then we'll go to database security. What are those capabilities that you have as a security engineer or cybersecurity practitioner, within your database landscape? So we have TDE2, that is table space and column encryption without app changes, quantum resistance in DB26 AI. We have Oracle Data Safe, Unified Database Security Platform, assessment, user risk and masking, SQL, firewall activities, and activity audit. So I will get with Oracle Data Safe. Then we have the deep data security. That is the database 26 AI, row column cell control for agentic AI generating dynamic SQL at runtime. We know what that means. That when data source begin to generate, SQL queries at runtimes, how risky that could be. Then there is a deep data security functionality that allows you to manage security at that level. Then I come to the key vault. Like I mentioned earlier, it's a centralized, vault that is powered by hardware security module that allows you to store and manage the life cycle of your secret and secret and your credentials. Then we talk about database vault. So separate DBA privileges from data access, blocks privileges, insider threats. So now we used to have like a table that keeps most of those privileges, but now there's a special vault that does that. And that's what we get from there. So autonomous DB, self-patching, always on encryption, automated threat, response, and stuff. So this is like capabilities that automatically, continuously patching your database with the latest, security functionalities, and so that at least you don't have a database that is behind in terms of patchings and patching cadence. Then we talk about OCI Vault. Yes, customer managed keys, TD master key storage for DB at Azure parity. Then we have AVDF, that is audit vault plus database firewall, consolidated activity monitoring, and SQL layer blocking. So then we have a database at on Azure, on GCP and AWS. So OCI manage database security, Azure and GCP manage the infrastructure, dual boundary model. So this is where when you run your Oracle database on Azure, GCP, and AWS, those cloud providers, manage the infrastructure, but the security is still something that Oracle has to manage. Then I come to data reduction, runtime masking of query result by row, context, or session state. Then we have CBAC, that is code-based access control. Row attached to PLSQL unit, list privileges at logic level. So if you are very familiar with some of the proprietary, query language within Oracle Estate is procedural language, SQL language. So now we have a kind of code-based, access control that give privileges at that logic layer. Then we have labeled security like VPD, row level and cell level mandatory access control for multi-tenant regulated environment. So these are the security features and services you can take advantage of in Oracle database environment. Then let's go to cloud application security, share responsibility boundary. So Fusion security architecture, we have RBAC, we have function security, we have data security, we have segregation of duty, we have API security. So if you look at the overall landscape of Oracle, that is cloud applications, you will see how the security, layers are being used, are being managed. So then when you talk about ERP security, we talk about the general ledger, payable, procurement project. Now, at that level is data asset sets, segment value security. Then when you go to human capital management security, you talk about security profiles, data roles, payroll access, location-based access, access controls and stuff like that. Then on the risk management cloud, we talk about segregation of duty, source, GDPR, pre-built algorithm and AI access applications, GRC portfolios. So then we talk about Oracle identity domains. That is federation, MFA, IDS bridge, SSO to fiction, and IAM portfolios. Now the point here is to tell you how wide security within the cloud application is. And mind you, there are within the security infrastructure of security landscape within the cloud applications is the fact that you will have to deal with different modules of the ERP software. You have to deal with specific group like HCM, human capital management, is like a domain on its own. The ERP is like a domain on its own, and the risk management itself cut across all of them. So that is that. So now, if you look at one of the things we look at here is API security and OAuth. So machine to machine communication. Let's assume we have a system that is running maybe a payable, and at the same time, another system that is running maybe HCM. Now you want these two to communicate, right? So machine to machine, maybe you have a system that is running maybe some Oracle database, and you have maybe Workday, application like third party. So you have machine to machine OAuth client credentials, scope tokens, unique identities, per integration, OCI vault secret. Now, these are the things that I will be taking one after the other and explain them and do some demonstrations, alongside the way to show how you can relate and implement this in your environment. Here we have LBAC, that's LBAC, location-based access control. I think mentioned that before now. Restrict Fusion REST API and application access by registered IP. Critical for payroll and finance rules. So that shows that there is a way we can control, what can access even the system or the IP that can access some of these critical systems. Then we talk about CIS, SAS benchmark. I've explained that, like 100 plus pre-built algorithm mapped to CIS control, access revocation, RBAC, audit logging, and the likes. Then we talk about the SIEM integration. Identity plus application logs are customers' responsibility. Export via REST API to your SIEM. That shows that everything log, audit log, and whatever activity log that is needed, that can be shipped to a SIEM product, maybe Splunk or Chronologics or Datadog or whatever you, and for SOC activities and the operations. So I move to Fusion Security Console. Role, admin, API, auth provider, certificate management, audit policy, operational control hubs. These are the things that we'll be looking at under the cloud application security. Okay, then I move to the pillar 4, which is identity and access management. So this is more or less like it's very, for anyone that is familiar with any other cloud service provider. This is more or less like what we get from AWS and GCP or maybe Azure. So we have OCI IAM policies. So we deal with identity domains, MFA, adaptive OAuth. We'll talk about resource and instance principles. We'll talk about IAM access governance, compartment designs, cross-tenancy policies. Those are the things I'll be dealing with when it comes to this pillar. And yes, zero trust, packet routing, privileged access management, and Oracle access governance. Then the 5th one is corporate security privacy practices. What do we do here? It's kind of like risk management. Cloud portfolio covers. Okay, let me tell you this. Okay, Oracle software security assurance. That is secure development lifecycle. Here this is more or less like what we do when we do SDLC, secure SDLC, but from Oracle perspective. So we have threat modeling, we have a trust models and risk assessment, we have security architecture review. All these in the design phase. Then we go to build. So secure coding standard, OWASP top 10 enforcement, third-party components, vetting, that's your SCSA, that is your OWASP, that is your, let me say, DevSecOps pipeline around here. Then we talk about test, that is automated security testing, fuse testing on exposed interfaces, penetration, and adversarial testing. Then we go to maintenance, or maintain. So quarterly critical patch, update, zero downtime patch, and vulnerability disclosure program. So under the Oracle software security assurance, these are the things that happens. Some of them, they are not kind of, let me say, proprietary to Oracle. They are best practices that is being done, across software delivery systems. But this is what is obtainable within the Oracle estate or ecosystem. And that is why I'm putting it out there, because I will do much more, explain how this is done, how it's integrated with your existing, workflows, and how you can benefit more from it. So we talk about the Oracle corporate security governance. So here we talk about the product security for Oracle software security assurance. We talk about the trust centers. I will bring about information on global information security. I'll talk about privacy and security legal. Yes, all those things will fall under corporate security and privacy practices. Then I move to customer success services. This pillar covers Oracle professional advisory and managed security services extended to customers, including security health check, cloud adoption accelerators, and dedicated support engineers. It is relevant when evaluating Oracle as a service vendor or advising an enterprise on Oracle engagement strategy. But it is not an engineering domain requiring a hands-on portfolio lab. I wrote it there. So from a practitioner perspective, understand the Oracle support reward model, the My Oracle support security advisory channel, and how customer success engagement can accelerate compliance readiness, particularly for regulated industry. So I put this out here because it's a pillar, but this pillar is not something that you do, maybe as an engineer or cybersecurity practitioner. It's something you have to be aware of and how you can leverage that support, pillar within the Oracle engagement when you have one. Then I move to the pillar 7, regulatory compliance program. So here is this is where you think about your framework, your your regulatory frameworks, your standard frameworks that maybe you are obligated to fulfill, or it will put you on the right security posture if you can achieve those those standards. So this is where you put that into perspective. Like SOC 2, SOC 1, SOC 2, SOC 3, that is a service trust audit. I talk about the ISO standard, maybe 27001 or 27017 or 27018. Anyone that is applicable to environment, but ISO standard, SOC 2 standard, PCI DSS standard, GDPR, HIPAA, NIST, FedRAMP, PIPEDA of Canada, and some of other ones maybe in Europe. This is where you look into that. You look at how your security systems, your security landscapes across your estate, how are they, coping up with the standard and standard here. So I moved to Oracle in a multi-cloud security architecture, where Oracle security controls intersect with Azure, AWS, and enterprise security, operations. So if you look at OCI, IAM, and identity domains, you talk about identity federation. You look at something like Azure Entra ID Federation, SAML or OIDC. You look at OCI Vault, you see Azure Key Vault. That is key management boundaries. You talk about Oracle DB on Azure. You think about Azure Arc plus Defender for Cloud. You think about Cloud Guard, that is SIEM and CSPM integration. You think about Microsoft Sentinel. So you think about Oracle Risk Management Cloud. You talk about control automation, and that is Azure Policy and AWS Config or GRC tools. Then we talk about OCI Federal Ramp High Regions. We talk about Azure Government, and AWS Gulf Cloud. So what I did here is to just kind of, let me say, compare and bring some, some interaction between multiple cloud service providers. Okay, so let's look at learning roadmap. So phase one, I'll be dealing with Oracle corporate security policies, Oracle trust centers. Then phase two, I will deal with Oracle database securities, and we talk about Oracle cloud application securities. So that is that. And phase four, I will deal with the phase four, we deal with the OCI, and and with that I'll be able to cover most of the things under these Oracle cloud security. Mind you, so if you look at the 7 pillars here, it's the OCI, the database, the cloud application, which is the ERP, the identity and access management across board, the corporate security and privacy, the customer success, service that are security based, and the regulatory compliance programs within the Oracle, estate or landscape. Now, so that is what I'll be doing. I'll be bringing them, like more demonstration, more, like something concrete that we can deal with. But this first video here is just to give us an overview of what the Oracle, security landscape is all about in a cloud environment. So, and that is what I'll be doing. And for again, thank you for the time, and take this ride with me in my multi-cloud. If you security series, if you follow me, you will know that I am bringing in security landscape in AWS, security landscape in Azure, yes, Microsoft Azure environment. I'm bringing in security landscape in GCP. I'm bringing in security landscape in Oracle, and I'm also bringing security landscape in SAP Cloud. So thank you for following, and see you on the next one.